With me, Ayushman Singh Jamwal, breaking news coming in at the top of the bulletin. And after the Congress party questioned Justice Abdul Nazeer's appointment as the governor of Andhra Pradesh and raked up the Ram Mandir judgment that he was a part of, the BJP has hit back at the Congress. National General Secretary of the BJP, BL Santosh, has tweeted, and I quote, "The left ecosystem opposes the appointment of Justice Abdul Nazeer as governor of Andhra Pradesh. His biggest sin, according to the ecosystem, is the Ram Mandir verdict. Do as I say, not as I do, brigade, in action once again." So that pitch coming in from the BJP camp. I'm joined by my colleague Pallavi Ghosh on the phone line. Pallavi, so the reaction coming in from the BJP camp, Congress giving them once again more ammunition when it comes to saffron politicking, and now BJP taking that direct shot after Rashid Alvi's remark.
Yeah, absolutely. And Anushman, there are going to be two problem areas for the Congress party and all those who are objecting to the appointment. One, of course, is that the finger will be pointed back at the Congress party that have you forgotten your times when actually the Raj Bhavan had also become a political issue where you were making political appointments to those who were considered to be loyal and close to the Congress, or if the Congress had a political agenda in a particular state where appointment was made. That's one problem. But the second problem, which I think the BJP has already begun to spin, is precisely this. You objected to Ranjan Gogoi because of the Ram Mandir verdict. You're objecting to the new appointment also because of the Ram Mandir verdict, which means you are anti-Ram, which is your anti-the Hindu narrative. And I think this could pose a little bit of a problem and quite a bit of a problem for the Congress party as we are heading towards not just the important state elections, but 2024. And it's very clear that on 1st January, the Ram Mandir or the Ram statue will be inaugurated, put into a Ram Mandir. And that's where this narrative is going to come back to hurt the Congress once again.
Right, but Pallavi, at the same time, top Congress leaders have also jumped into this. Jairam Ramesh has also tweeted that old statement of, the late Union Minister Arun Jaitley when it comes to these kind of judicial appointments post-retirement of these judges. So Congress is making that point using previous statements of top BJP leaders. But when it comes to state elections and when it comes to the Hindutva politics, where the BJP always ends up cornering the Congress, the grand old party is once again on the back foot when it comes to making that pitch of soft Hindutva.
Yes, that's exactly what I said. There are two problems over here for the Congress party. One, of course, is the fact that history is going to be come back to it is back at the Congress that even you did so you never had a problem then. But I think what can affect the Congress party even more politically is a narrative which certainly the BJP is going to use now, and that every time it's got something to do with the Ram Mandir. You have a problem with the Ram Mandir. The issue is not really who's being appointed as a governor, but the fact that someone who gave a verdict in favor of Ram Mandir based on fact, you have an opposition to that. So this, I think, could be the larger political disadvantage which the Congress party particularly is likely to face, especially in a state like UP, where the party is struggling to have some amount of relevance.
Absolutely, and the BJP will push its entire political machine when it comes to taking that direct shot at the Congress over this exact same matter. Pallavi, please stay with us. Let's listen into what Rashid Alvi had to say.
ये जजेस को गवर्नमेंट जॉब देना, गवर्नमेंट पोस्ट देना अनफॉर्चुनेट है। एक रिपोर्ट के मुताबिक 50% रिटायर्ड जजेस सुप्रीम कोर्ट के गवर्नमेंट कहीं ना कहीं उनको भेज देती है, जिससे लोगों का यकीन जुडिशरी पे कम होता चला जाता है। जस्टिस गोगोई को अभी तो राज्यसभा दी थी, अब जस्टिस नजीर साहब को आपने गवर्नर बना दिया। राम जन्मभूमि बाबरी मस्जिद का सुप्रीम कोर्ट के फैसले पर बहुत लोग सवालिया निशान लगाते चले आ रहे। जस्टिस गोगोई के बनने के बाद जस्टिस नजीर को गवर्नर बनाना उन लोगों के शक और शुबे को और मजबूत करता।
Right. So Rashid Alvi there making that point that questions continue to be raised when it comes to the Supreme Court verdict over the construction of the Ram Mandir. Remember, it was a unanimous ruling in favor of the Hindu side, and which paved the way for the construction of the Ram temple. And the BJP has made that pitch that on the 1st of January next year, right ahead of the next Lok Sabha elections, the Ram Mandir will open its doors to the general public. I'm joined by Mahima Singh of the Congress party to get the latest from the Congress camp. Ms. Singh, when it comes to Rashid Alvi's pitch that Justice Nazeer is being rewarded for the Ram Mandir ruling, just as Ranjan Gogoi was also elevated to the post of Rajya Sabha MP. Do you think that you will put your party on the back foot by making such a pitch? Because the BJP very easily will spin this entire narrative as you being against the Ram Mandir construction.
Good afternoon. And I think our chairperson, our general secretary in charge, Shri Jairam Rameshji, has made it very clear that Arun Jaitley ji once highlighted. He has tweeted Arun Jaitley ji's statement when he was there in the opposition of accusing the judges, being in foresight of the opportunities that were to come their way after retirement and sometimes acting in lieu of that. And so what we're seeing right now, I think, is a prevalence, in fact, a very dominated prevalence of that sort of a practice, wherein we have seen Mr. Ranjan Gogoi's case, and in this case, Mr. Abdul Nazeer has been shortly after his retirement now being made the governor of a state. And if the general public is to believe the neutrality of the judiciary, which is, I think, of the utmost concern today, then I think this quite goes against that narrative. And you say that the Congress is to be looked at with some amount of criticism in that respect. I would say that, we have never feared that. We will not stop raising the voice of truth just because that doesn't mean appeasement to a certain class or a certain section of the society.
Right, but Ms. Mahima Singh, when it comes to the fact that Justice Nazeer, just like Justice Gogoi, were part of the critical Ram Mandir ruling, the BJP is now spinning this as you being against that ruling, which is why you're raising this point. Do you think you can properly divide these two issues when it comes to hitting back at the BJP? Because I'm sure you don't stand against what the Supreme Court ruled in favor of the Hindu side when it comes to the construction of the Ram Mandir. But the BJP can politically spin it against you, especially with the elections coming up later this year.
Well, BJP's potential of doing a lot of things, which we've recently seen in the parliament also, and we really don't focus ourselves on that, what they are potential of doing. We'll keep doing what is in the interest of democracy, and that's what we are doing. You must point to any statement that's come from our side regarding the appointments of these judges being made in lieu of the Ram Mandir judgment. I think we are pointing out to their own erstwhile minister, Mr. Jaitley, as I already mentioned. You must ask what was Mr. Jaitley against then when he made those statements.
Right, but
so I think it's very clear that the neutrality of judiciary is being put under the scanner, is going to be questioned if such appointments were to be made in this manner shortly after the retirement.
Right, but I'm making that point because your senior party leader, Rashid Alvi, has said that many questions continue to be raised about the Supreme Court ruling when it comes to the Ram Mandir. Now, you can't take away from the fact that Justice Nazeer was part of that unanimous ruling, which is why I'm trying to make this point that do you think that the BJP, you've handed them this ammunition when it comes to your stand on the Ram Mandir? And just for our viewers, what is your stand on the Ram Mandir? Do you think it was a controversial ruling by the Supreme Court? Is that the stand of the Congress party?
I will just reiterate what I said about our stance against the appointments of judges who just retired. It is that it does put a question mark on the neutrality of judiciary. Right. It does put a question mark in front of the common public, who look at the judiciary with utmost regard when it comes to the stance of justice. And I think it does threaten the stance of justice, that the judges are actually maybe acting potentially with a foresight of their future after the retirement.
Right.